myself Ruchita Patil, and today I am going to start with the introduction of nervous system. Nervous system is a chief controlling and coordinating system of a body. It controls voluntary as well as involuntary actions. Sensory part of the nervous system collects the stimulus from the outside environment and send it to the brain, whereas the motor part responds according to it. So, for that, I am going to start with the division of nervous system. Nervous system is divided into central nervous system, CNS, and peripheral nervous system, PNS. So, central nervous system is further divided into brain and spinal cord, whereas CNS, PNS, peripheral nervous system is divided into somatic and autonomic. Somatic nervous system is also known as cerebrospinal nervous system, and it has a voluntary action and it controls the skeletal muscle. Subdivided into cranial nerves that are 12 in pairs and spinal nerves that are 31 in pairs. Where now you are seeing the autonomic nervous system, also known as splenic nervous systems, and shows the involuntary actions, controls the smooth muscles and glands. Further divided into sympathetic and parasympathetic. Sympathetic nervous system. In this system, it mainly occurs during the time of dangers, so you can easily remember as flight or fight. Similarly, in parasympathetic, in this system, what happens? The body inhibits the work and bring it to the calm and composed state. So you can remember it as rest and digest. If you see functionally, we have afferent and efferent, which means afferent means the information is going to the CNS, and in efferent, our CN is responding according to it. So our somatic and autonomic system works according to this principle, according to the efferent's principle. We are going to look about the cell architecture, which means what type of cells are present in our nerve tissues. So there are two types of nerve tissue cells, that are neurons or nerve cell and neuroglial cells. Neuroglial cells are the cells which supports the neuron, and not only supports, it also provides nourishment because it has an abundant supply of blood vessels. Similarly, in Schwann cell, which shows the same function like a neuroglial cells, but in peripheral nervous system, and neuroglial cells work in a central nervous system. We are going to look about the structure of neurons. So neuron consists of cell body, or you can also call it soma, and it is located in a grey matter. We have dendrites which receives the signal and they are highly branched. Then we have nucleus. We have nasal granulae. They are the large granulae of neurons, and they synthesize protein. Then we have axon helix, which means from here the axon extends. Now we are looking at the structure of an axon. It's a long, less branched and carries the impulses away from the body, and it is collectively known as white matter. Then looking at the myelin sheath, these are the myelin sheath which act as an insulating layer. Then between the two myelin sheath we have the node of Ranvier, which speeds up the action potential generated in axons. And we have Schwann cells here, which forms the myelin sheath. Part of the neurons, we have axon terminals, and they form the synaptic bond with the other neurons for the transmit of electrical impulses. And there is one more thing I would like to tell you, that the axon terminals which arise at the right angle are called collaterals. Okay, now we are going to start with the classification of neuron. We are classifying it according to its number. So first one is the multipolar, जो मैंने अभी just आपको explain किया. The second type is bipolar nuclear, जिसमें हम लोग का आता है one axon and one dendrites. Then we have pseudo unipolar nuclei, जिसमें axons are split into two branches, goes one to the CNS and one to the PNS. Then the last one is the unipolar. In unipolar, neutrides are the process which can be either axon or dendrites, extends from the cell soma. Now we are classifying it according to its length. So first one is Golgi type 1, where the axons are long and dendrites are short. Golgi type 2 में we have short axons and amacrine में there are no axons. So as we all know that जो mature neurons होते हैं वो multiply नहीं करते, but recently we have found that in hippocampal campus region and olfactory region there are some neurons, they are multiplying. And there is one more thing, if the neuroglial cells are multiplying, then it will result into a formation of tumor that is known as gliomas. So as we know that हमारे जो electrical impulses होते हैं one neuron to another neuron transfer होते हैं, but there is one more thing that they are not in a continuity, they are in a contiguity, which means if this is one neuron and this is another neuron, so one neuron will have a synaptic joint with the another neuron through dendrite and axon terminal. So here the electrical impulse will come till this point, but what happens in the middle part? So here we require the chemical process. So here we use the neurotransmitter like acetylcholine for the transmission. Now we are going to classify neurons according to its function. So there are sensory, motor and autonomic. What happens in sensory is we receive the stimulus outside from our surrounding. So in first order neuron, the receptor will send this stimulus to the spinal cord. In second order neuron, the spinal cord send this to the thalamus, and in third order neuron, the thalamus will send it to the cerebral cortex. And in motor neurons, we have upper motor neurons and lower motor neurons. Upper motor neurons sends the signal to the lower motor neurons, and in lower motor neurons, it receives the signal from upper motor and send it to the muscles for the contraction, especially for the skeletal muscle. Then coming to the next, we have in autonomic, we have parasympathetic and sympathetic. In parasympathetic, we have preganglionic and postganglionic. What happens in preganglionic? Preganglionic means which are present in a CNS. Okay, so in CNS, it is located in cranial and in sacral region, and in postganglionic, these neurons are going towards the visceral organs. In sympathetic, what happens in preganglionic? They are located in a thorax and lumbar region, and in postganglionic part, the neurons are not going towards the visceral organs, it is going away from the visceral organs. Neuroglial cells are, in Greek, it means nerve glue. As we all know that the neuroglial cells not only supports and protect it, but it also helps neuron to hold on its own place. So there are types of cells. So the first type of cell is astrocytes. Astrocytes are the cells which binds the nerve supplies, and it also forms the blood-brain barrier, which is a semi-permeable membrane which separates the CSF and the blood, and they are star-shaped, and it is absent in pineal gland and posterior pituitary. The second type of cell is oligodendrocytes. Oligodendrocytes are the cells which helps in myelination of the tracts, like the Schwann cells myelinates the peripheral nerves. The third type is microglial cells, which act as macrophage, and it is mainly developed in mesoderm. And these two cells are formed in neural crest. Then the second one will come the ependymal cells. They are the columnar cells which are present in a cavity, and they are mainly responsible for the formation of CSF. Then last one is Schwann cells. Then I would like to tell you one more thing, that as we know that these cells multiply. So the rapid multiplication of the cells are known as gliosis, and it helps in healing the CNS lesions. But if these cells keep on rapid divisions, then it will lead to the formation of tumor, and it is known as gliomas. Moving further, cell body or soma are collectively known as the grey matter, and the collection of axons are known as the white matter. In brain, the uppermost part or the uppermost surface is formed by the grey matter, and the innermost is filled with the white matter. But actually स्पाइनल कॉर्ड में उसका उल्टा होता है. जो outermost part होता है, it is filled with the white matter, and the innermost part, which is H shaped, are formed by the grey matter. And there is one more thing I would like to tell you about nuclei or ganglia. जब हमारा ग्रे मैटर व्हाइट मैटर से सराउंडेड होता है तो हम उसको न्यूक्लियाई कहते हैं. एंड न्यूक्लियाई तब कहते हैं जब वो सीएनएस में होता है. जब वो पीएनएस में आ जाता है तब हम उसको गैंग्लिया कहते हैं. Moving further, the next topic is reflex arc. Reflex arc is divided into simple and complex reflex arc. Simple reflex arc is also known as monosynaptic reflex arc. So what happens here is we have the receptors which can be our skin. Then we have sensory neurons which takes the information to the CNS. Then we have motor neurons which responses according to it, and then we have effectors. So these comes into the simple reflex arc. What happens in complex reflex arc? The interneurons between these two neurons come. Interneurons. So then it is known as the complex reflex arc. The example of simple reflex arc are ankle jerk, knee jerk, and Babinski sign. So starting with the next part, that is brain. So the outermost and the protective layer of the brain is known as meninges, and between the meninges we have intervening spaces. So there are three meninges. The outermost is dura mater, the middle one is arachnoid matter, and the innermost is the pia mater. Between each meninges we have intervening space and known as subdural and subarachnoid. Here the subdural space between the dura mater and arachnoid matter are small and narrow, but the subarachnoid space between arachnoid and pia mater are big, and here the CSF flows. Now coming to the lobes of the brain, so there are 4 lobes. The frontal lobes are, which controls our actions and helps in coordination. Then we have parietal bone, it has a sensory information. Then we have occipital, here we have the vision, and in temporal we have the hearing. So these are the lobes. Now we'll further see the lower part of the brain, which is known as the brain stems. So in brain stem it is consist of medulla oblongata, and from here our spinal cord extends. In the upper part of the medulla consists of pons, and dorsally there are cerebellum present. And उसके ऊपर होता है हमारा मिड ब्रेन. अब हम देखेंगे parts of brain. So brain is divided into 3 parts, that is forebrain, which is known as prosencephalon, then midbrain, that is a mesencephalon, and the hindbrain, which is known as the rhombencephalon. So the forebrain is further divided into telencephalon and diencephalon. Telencephalon को हम लोग cerebrum पे बोलते हैं, and then we have diencephalon जो cerebrum के नीचे प्रेजेंट होता है, and इसे हम लोग बोलते हैं thalamencephalon. Okay, so यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट होता है हमारा 2 lateral ventricles, and diencephalon में प्रेजेंट होता है हमारा 3rd ventricle. Now In hindbrain, we have metencephalon and myelencephalon. Metencephalon is consist of pons and cerebellum, and myelencephalon is consist of medulla oblongata. And हमारे hind brain में present होता है fourth ventricle. Now there is one more ventricle, that is our fifth ventricle. और ये हमारा पाया जाता है embryonic stage के टाइम पे, and it is located in a septum pelviculum. So this was all about the introduction of nervous system. Thank you so much. Like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned with Anatomical Anna for further more videos.